Welcome to RBR. In this video, we'll discuss about how to perform arithmetic operations using UiPath. So UiPath is a robotics process automation tool where we can perform addition, multiply, subtractions, divisions operations using UiPath. Here, when we talk about the Excel operations, we have to work on two columns where in Excel data which contains column number 1 as number 1 and column 2 as a number 2. Based on the operations fields, this will perform the actions stored into the value field. So here we'll see how we can perform this activity using UiPath. Let me run this code and show you the result, and based on that I will show you how we can create it from scratch. And important informations, if you want to learn UiPath as a beginner, please watch my UiPath playlist. And if you wanted to learn some of the examples and use cases, please refer my this playlist. Here you can see this execution has been completed, where we can see Excel calculations completed message is showing. Now to check the results, we are just opening the Excel operations file where we can see the complete details available here. Now you can see based on the operations, we have all this value available into our value field. Now without wasting time, let's build this complete flow from scratch. Here I've just started creating flowchart, and the name of the flowchart is Excel operations. And after that, we will drag and drop one sequence. We'll also rename the name of the sequence as a Excel read. So here we'll read the complete Excel file and will perform the code related to Excel file. Now, as a part of read operations, we'll drag and drop read range workbook activity, and here we'll specify the Excel path, sheet name and range, and finally we'll store all this value into Excel DT. Next operations will perform for calculations. For performing the calculations, we will again drag and drop one more sequence for performing the calculations and renaming the sequence as calculation for Excel. Now, for performing the Excel operations, we will drag and drop for each row in your data table. For each row, we will use here as an Excel calculations. In this, will specify the Excel operations, read range detail, and based on that, we will perform further operations. Inside the body sections, we'll drag and drop multiple assignment activity, and here we'll create a number 1 as an argument, and within that argument we will add a convert dot to in 32. Because this is a data table value, we cannot directly call it out. So here convert dot to in 32 row, and we'll add here first column as number 1. Exactly same way We'll again add second number, and before that we are just making this argument into global argument so that we can use it in all these operations or all the sequence. Now this time we are creating number 2 as a variable, and inside the number 2 will again specify the same because this is also a integer value. Again, we'll change the scope of this variable or argument to Excel operations. And after that, we'll add operations as a variable. Here, we are trying to convert the operations. So we'll give here row operation as a column name dot to string because this is a string itself. Again, we'll change the scope of this variable and we'll have all this value available for row 3. After that, we'll add cell index. While adding cell index of row, we have to make it that value to be added inside the value field. Now, post that, we'll drag and drop switch conditions and specify operations as expression as operation. Within that, we'll add assign activity. Within the assign activity, we'll again drag and drop assign. Here, we are trying to set a variable as add and specifying the number 1. Now, inside this, we are performing addition operations. So we'll give number 1 plus number 2 as an addition operation. And in right cell, workbook will add the location of that file, sheet name, cell, so that it will write the final result into the value field. Simultaneously, in the similar way, we will also add for subtraction, multiplications, and now once we are done with all 4 operations, so probably once we are done with all the 4 operations for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and divisions, we also, because this is working into the for each loop, so this will go one by one in each cells, and based on the conditions, this will start acting on the arithmetic operations. Now here we can also see we are just adding the division as well, and post that we will add one message box. This message box will populate once all this operation will be completed. This will show a success message. So here, for adding the message box, we are adding the sequence as a message of completed as a name, and then message box that will showcase the Excel operation is completed. So this is how we can build this flow, and for running this flow, this will not take much time. But if we are performing this type of operation manually, generally this is taking a longer durations as compared to the automated. So if we will save and run this code exactly same way how we have executed in the beginning, we'll see the result. So that's all about this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you think so this will be useful, don't forget to share within your circle. Thank you for watching.